recording is on now. Okay.
Alright. So the first step when an order is not coming through is to go to this list that I've created and compare the opportunities that are on the list versus the opportunities that are in QuickBooks.
Okay.
So once that's done, I can see here that I have 1, 2, 3 opportunities that are closed won. And there are 1, 2, 3 opportunities that are in QuickBooks, so that there's no current problem.
Okay.
Now, if there's an opportunity that's on the list, for example, let's take this one, that is not in QuickBooks, the next step is to copy the sales order number, go into my error log, edit, and then do a control find for the sales order number.
Okay.
And hope that it appears. So in this instance, it can't find whatever the sales order number is.
Okay.
Now, here are some of the errors that you'll get to see. So for example, there's an invalid reference to QuickBooks item, this in the sales order line, which means this is a new item
Okay.
that hasn't been created in QuickBooks. So it needs to be created. So the next step would be to take whatever the error is. So if it's a new item error, if it's an invalid term, for example, paid in advance isn't a term that we use in QuickBooks, it's prepaid.
Okay.
So whatever the error is, I have to go back into either QuickBooks or the opportunity and fix the error. So in the case of a new item, this is the item. I would go into QuickBooks, create whatever the item is. In this instance, this has already been created. This was an error from earlier this morning. I would create the item, and then once I'm done creating the item, I would go back into the opportunity, update the date and timestamp, go into the task scheduler, and then run another Salesforce to QuickBooks sync.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then once the sync is finished, I have to go back to my list again and compare all the opportunities that have been released, which are these, versus the ones that are in QuickBooks.
Okay.
To make sure that everything works properly and that the error is in fact fixed.
Yeah. One suggestion I made. I was trying to think of the one suggestion I made to them is at least put the on the error log. Make the error log a button that you could just view today's errors. I think that would help, as well as a search, so you don't have to do to search the sales order number. You think that would help a little bit?
I think that would help a little bit. What would be the most helpful is to have the error log, and I can show you if it's still here.
Okay.
Previously, we used a system called QuickBooks Sync, and it's the QuickBooks system that is no longer in business. And what they have, you can't see it here, they had a little window like this where it would simply list the errors for you as they happened.
Okay. Okay.
It wouldn't be a matter of going into the error log of trying to find anything. It would be listed, this is the sales order number and this is the error.
Okay.
This is the sales order number and this is the error.
Okay.
So it's you don't have to go into the log, control find, scroll through. It's a simple, here it is, right on your screen.
Okay.
So I don't know if they can do something like that in Salesforce, probably not, but if there's an application or something that they can incorporate so that the error log isn't as bulky as it is, that would be a help.
Yeah, I thought the formatting also, rather than just a dump, more just like a error, here's the code, here's, whatever, just a line by line type thing.
Exactly, instead of all of this.
Okay. The other,
trying to figure out what the error is and what the order is for, who the customer is for.
Yeah. The other suggestion which may take a long, quite a while, but is I'd like them because we did this in the products that I developed. Go ahead and if it's in, like when they set up Qxchange, give you a setup option that if you want, you have to, give it the okay. But if you want, if there's an item missing, it automatically creates it for you in QuickBooks. I think that would be very helpful.
That would be helpful as well. And I think what would be great, at least immediately, and I don't understand why it's not there, is letting you know which opportunities have been transferred already.
Okay.
I think that's a very, very simple solution. So instead of me having to go from Salesforce to QuickBooks and comparing side by side, is Alphamore there? Yes, it is. Is the next opportunity there? Yes, it is. Is the third opportunity there? Yes, it is.
Oh,
If
okay.
I had a simple check mark saying this went through, this went through, this went through, then that would make my job even easier looking at the errors.
Okay.
So I can say, okay, this is the one opportunity that hasn't gone through. Let me find out what's wrong with this specific one, instead of having to go through the list again and again.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good enough. Thank you very much, and I'll
You're welcome.
keep you informed. Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.